Hello, welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them them. This one is a patron vote winner, yay! And I actually don't know that much about her, so I'm interested to give her a listen. Interesting.
Lives on TV, they say they're better than you. You were great. She says, hold my guns from behind those gold brick walls. Just come here, boy. There's nothing for free.
So interesting because actually the styles that she used more resembled blues and jazz singers, whereas she sung as a yodeler as a kid. I'm interested to see if she adds any yodely little things in there, but also she trained in classical singing, whereas here she's using things that are really opposite, breathy tone. Then she's going to a really, really warm place, lowering her larynx and raising her soft palate to get that really big tone, and then making that space a little bit smaller and more breathy. With some scatting, of course. There's a little yodel. Say. So she definitely has a lot of control over her break. She can definitely smooth that out and have a lovely mixed tone, or she can add that yodel to it.
When it comes to the baby, hey, just see yourself. Those lies that you told, boy. And who will say
There's that yodel again.
oh, if you wanna save your own.
I'd be so sad if she didn't do it. But there, la la la, she's in a mix. So she has a lot of control over the different registers, the different textures you can get over that mid-range. And I think for me, that's one of the signs of a really great singer. Someone who can use dynamics, someone who can use tone and texture over this quite tricky area of the voice.
We try to hustle them, try to bustle them, try to cuss them. The cops want someone to bust down on Orleans Avenue. A, not a dollar. A, not a war. A, not a tower went up when the homeless had their homes. So we pray to as many different.
I love how she's got this like two texture voice going on. Oh, it's really, really heavy, really it is still mixed voice when she goes higher, but she is lowering her larynx and keeping a lot of space to give that real heavy tone. And then she's going to this say really, really light, wispy place. It's as if she has decided these two tones and then is playing. It's really playful with how she's using it, which again has the kind of influence from yodel in it again, where you have two different textures that you flip between really quickly. She's not flipping between it quickly here, but she is using two different textures.
God's house, there are flowers. No, but we call religion or friend. We're so worried about saving our souls.
See?
God will take us to the reward. Oh, child, we forget to be.
And then back to a mid placement.
Who will say your soul?
Say!
When it comes to the baby, we'll save our souls. Those lies that you told, boy. And who will save your souls if you won't sing your own?
And a little bit of fry.
The summer walking Some are talking, some are stalking. The kill got social security, but that don't pay your bills. There's addictions to feed, the mouths to pay.
Hey.
So you bargain with the devil, but you're okay for the they say that you love them, take their money and run. Say it's been swear, sweetheart, but it was just one of those.
She actually, I'm really enjoying this. So she's gone from a really heavy ooh sort of placement. You can find that by being like a big old grumpy bear. Oh, what's all this space in my mouth? And then she's gone to this really light kind of breathy place. Now, I'm obviously over exaggerating, but these are the places she's using. And here, hey, it's got that nasality, it's got that punch, but it still has that warmth.
Those things, those flings, those strings, those flings, those strings, those things you gotta cut so get out of the streets, girls.
And I keep on forgetting vocal fry. She's using and adding that to the sound. So I'm gonna say maybe it's actually. Let me listen. Is that the right distortion? I think it's fry. A little bit of fry in there. I love how she's kind of scatting. Ooh, I like it. So, of course, scatting came around with people wanting to sound like the instruments, using their voice as an instrument, and she is doing that there, using her voice to sound like the guitar, and they're doing this call and response thing, which is super cool. I love all the different elements, how she's drawn from jazz, how she's drawn from blues with those slides, with those blues scales as well. I also love how she's using breathy tone. It's kind of got a little bit of a grungy feel. Those yodels, which were really, really popular in the 90s, but also is very specific to her as well, and her control over texture and nuance is beautiful. And distortion. And breath control. And whistle. Goodness, why have I not listened to her? Okay, I did not expect it to go there. So I'm sorry that I've not listened to her before. And then she gives me something else. This is right up my street. She's just playful with it. And then that fast jazz. She's not afraid of making interesting noises. Sometimes they're nasal, sometimes it's breathy, sometimes it's not beautiful, but that's what she's doing. She's playing with the beauty and the ugly and combining them to make something that's interesting. I also loved her breath control. That definitely comes from her opera training, but you know, everyone can learn to do that. She is producing notes really, really well, but also isn't too focused on perfection. Sometimes if it's a little flat or sharp, there's no problem there. She's just enjoying it, which is really, really important too. It has that real feeling of love. Cheesy, but I love it. So there she was she was up in her whistle tone, one which is difficult. Not everyone can do that, or it takes a lot of time for most people to learn that. But also then using her jaw to create, to echo the guitar's vibrato. Rather than using her own, she's using her jaw to kind of close off and open up the sound. It's literally muffling and opening up the sound. And there's growl here, so that's so I mean, it's not always about perfection. She can achieve that when she wants to, and sometimes she just, like, that moment was like, I'm gonna give you a big note. It's gonna be distorted, it's gonna be wobbly, because it's gonna be a moment of emotion within a fun piece. Yes. And then she's going into this. She's like, right, I'm going to pull from gospel and soul. I'm going to give you my big power metal high note. But it has that punch. It is lighter than you think it is. Anyone going to try that? It is not full chest voice. It is a mix. But it is full sounding. Here's his breath control. Wow. Is she still performing? Wow. Wow. Oh. She's just like, I need a drink of water after that, for sure. Wow. Okay, so I had no idea, like, I'd heard of her, but I had no idea that she could sing like that. Incredible. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.